Hello, welcome back to Survival Saturday with Johnny Tiger on January 15th, 2022. Today, I want to uh, go through something that, for most people, it's a little bit unpleasant. Well, okay, for most people, it's very unpleasant. You see, when we are learning self-defense, martial art, but mostly self-defense, we have to go through a lot of very unpalatable, unpleasant things. Things that make you feel that maybe I don't want to do this after all. Maybe I don't want to do this. What am I talking about? Things like letting our partner punch us in the belly, letting our partner slap us across the face, and of course we get to do that to our partner as well. Letting our partner grab us, throw us, trip us, push us, get on top of us, sometimes even kick us and stomp on us. Now, we've talked about body conditioning before, and I have expressed my personal view on body conditioning. I think, to a certain degree, body conditioning is good because you definitely need to get your body acclimatized to get taking impact and stuff like that. So if you get attacked, you don't freeze up right away, and you don't get too hurt to defend yourself. However, most of these conditioning, the real test, the real thing, that's what we're conditioning, it's mental conditioning. When someone slaps you across the face, when someone punches you in the face, when someone kicks you in the stomach, do you have the mental fortitude to say, ow, that hurt, and I'm going to give it right back to you? Do you have the mental fortitude to not curl up and cry? Do you have the mental fortitude to not just fall down on your knees and start begging for mercy? Nothing wrong with begging for mercy, by the way. If you think that's going to work, then it's worth a try. So all that is to say that one of the most unpleasant things a lot of people find in training for self-defense is letting your partner strangle you. I started doing MMA and Krav Maga and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu back in 2011. This is to say, between 2011 and 2015, I got strangled a lot. And even before that, in various other self-defense and martial arts, we have to learn how to take being strangled and all that kind of unpleasant stuff. So why is this so important? I would say that this is very important, especially for children, especially for women, especially for smaller men. Why do I say that? Well, honestly, you look at someone like me, 5'9", pushing 200 pounds, pretty damn solid, if I say so myself. Most of the time, if I get into a fight with somebody, they're not going to be thinking about strangling me, unless I get into a fight with someone who's 400 pounds or 500 pounds, big baba, freshly out of jail. Then maybe they'll try strangling me, but most likely even then, because I don't look like someone who strangle easy. But a lot of time, especially in domestic abuse situation, when the man is grabbing a woman, wrestling her down to the ground, next thing you know what's coming? The choking, the strangulation. Because that's what big people like to do, or not like to do, but big people, it's easy for them to do to small people. Bruce here and I are about the same size. If Bruce and I get into a fight, there's no way I'm going to try to strangle him. Because I know even though I can, it'll be hard work. It's much easier for me to just punch him or hit him in the throat, or elbow him in the guts, or smash him in the face. There's a lot of other easier things I can do to him. But if today Bruce only come up to my chest, huh? This Bruce is like 100 pounds, and only come up to my chest, then it's such an easy thing for me to just wrestle him down and start squeezing his neck, right? So strangulation is one of those things that we have to address. In the past 4 months, I have been teaching a lot of anti-strangulation, anti-choking stuff in my uh, live classes. So today I want to bring some of that here to the video, so you guys can at least get the very basic. Again, I understand this is a very trigger intensive subject for a lot of people. Sometimes, especially if you got this done to you before, this is going to, I'm sorry, conjure up some bad memory. But the only reason we are doing this is so it's not going to happen to you again. Next time, if someone tries to do this to you, you'll be ready. You know what to do. The biggest component in getting used to getting strangled and getting okay mentally with being strangled is to have it done to you again and again and again. Unpleasant but necessary. Right? This is why we need to trust our partner to do it to us. So when we tap, they let go. Sometimes, to be a good partner, you don't even wait for your partner to tap. If I'm choking somebody and I can feel they start to panic, for sighted folks, if you can see their eyes start to glaze over, if you can see them start to jitter, let go. Okay? It's not a competition. Let go, ask them if they're okay. If they're okay, you go again. Yes? The partner who is being choked, there's no shame in tapping out. There's no shame in gagging. There's no shame in that feeling of you're going to throw up. All that is very natural, very normal. And that is exactly why we need to work on this, is so you can deal with it a lot better. But before we start choking each other, let me guide you guys through the 4 simple steps of how to survive a choke. 4 simple steps. Now, these are not going to be 100% proven, of course. No technique is 100% going to work 100% of the time. But if you practice with these 4 principles in mind, you have a very, very high chance of being able to survive long enough to do something about it. I say long enough because if you just don't do anything and just let the person choke you, eventually you're going to pass out. Okay, so these techniques, these principles will not be the skeleton key that release you from the choke, but they will allow you to have sufficient time, sufficient energy to search for that solution. Number one, sensitivity. And this is something that a lot of people neglect to drill in their self-defense training. What do I mean by that? A lot of time, when people are working on choke defenses, they wait until their partner to grab their neck and then grab really hard and then they start doing their technique. This is a really bad habit to get into. Okay? Now, for practice's sake, we have to do it that way, of course, otherwise it's hard for a partner. But I would say you should devote equal amount of your training time to training sensitivity. So let's say 50% of the time, I'm going to tell my partner, okay, I'm going to let you grab me, and then when you start squeezing, when I start feeling I'm being strangled, I'm going to start moving. Okay, that's the deal. And then I'm going to say to my partner the other 50% of the time, okay, I want you to try your best to grab me and strangle me, but I'm not going to wait for you to settle your grip. As soon as you touch me, I'm going to start moving. And this is vitally important. Most of the time, if you have the sensitivity to as soon as something come over your shoulder, something come to your neck, to slap it out of the way, you don't need to do much, right? As soon as the hand is coming around your shoulder from behind to strangle you, you fall back and elbow right into the groin. As soon as you feel that arm, that hand, you do something immediately. Don't wait to see what's going to happen. What's going to happen? They're going to strangle you. That's what's going to happen. Okay? There's no mystery there for you. As soon as you feel the hand coming towards your face, your neck, your shoulder, especially in a hostile situation, that's good enough. As soon as you feel that hand, as soon as you see that hand, for those of you who can see, time to move, right? If I can see that hand coming, I'm going to smack it out of the air before it even touches me. I can't, just because I'm blind. But for those of you who can see it, don't wait until they grab you. Number two, tuck your chin. No matter what kind of choke, no matter what kind of choke, there's generally speaking two different kinds of choke. There's about 100 different ways to choke people, but they all boil down to two different kinds of choke. Trachea, which is to squeeze or compress the front of the neck, the throat, the airway, the trachea, or jugular, which is to compress the side of the throat, the side of the throat. So, as soon as I feel something trying to choke me, as soon as I feel that arm or that hand, I'm going to tuck my chin in and activate these muscles on the side of my shoulder, my trap, the muscles on the side of my neck, and the muscles on the side in the front here. I'm going to activate this whole section so the offending object will not easily get to my jugular or trachea. If they try to get to my trachea, my airway, my chin should take some of that force by dropping my chin. If they try to get to the side of my neck, these muscles on the side should take some of the pressure. So as soon as you feel you're being choked, make sure to drop your chin, tuck your chin down, activate all the muscles in your neck. Number three, breathe through your nose. This is, again, vitally important. Most of the time, people gag and puke and cough and uh, get choked really, really bad. Even during practice, it's when they try to breathe through their mouth. Right? On the same spirit, on the same line as this one, don't even swallow. Okay? I know there's going to be an urge to swallow when someone's choking you. Don't. The moment you try to swallow and you realize that you when you're trying to swallow is not going down, you start choking. That's when things get really bad. Okay, so pretend your mouth, your tongue, everything's not there. They're gone on vacation. The moment you get choked, just focus on breathing through your nose, in and out through your nose. Don't swallow, don't breathe with your mouth. Okay, your throat at this point is being attacked. Your throat shouldn't be doing anything at all. If you focus on breathing nice and slow through your nose, you will find yourself actually being okay. You can actually say to yourself, I am okay. This is uncomfortable, but I'm okay. Number four, don't panic. Don't panic. Everything you do from the moment that you start to get choked, your time is limited. Your energy is limited. It is like if the if I leave the tap running, there's water coming through, coming through, coming through. So you can drink as much water as you want. If I turn off that tap, which means I choke off your airway, now all that's keeping you going is what oxygen you have in your blood, in your lung at this point. If you listen to me and breathe through your nose, then that's a lot better. You can still breathe. You won't run out of energy as fast. But still, the moment you get choked, your time, your energy is limited. You don't have time to thrash around. You don't have time to waste energy. You don't have time to panic. You don't have time to waste. This is the time when, especially for self-defense, don't do this in jiu-jitsu. If you have a tactical pen, if you have a knife, this is the time to pull it out and jam it into the arm, jam it into the leg, of whatever you can get. This is not the time for you to try out your fancy jiu-jitsu style escape technique unless it is jiu-jitsu you're doing. If it's strictly self-defense we're talking about, someone grabbing you by the neck, that constitutes as a deadly attack. So it's uh, mostly will deserve a deadly response. Of course, laws differ country to country, so uh, you want to consult your law and your lawyer. Don't take what I say here as a gospel legal advice. So, quick recap. Sensitivity, number one, move before the choke have time to settle. Tuck your chin. Number two, if you can't get out of the way and the choke is settling in, tuck your chin, activate muscles in your neck, use your chin to take some of the force. Okay? Number three, breathe through your nose because your throat will not be able to function. Number four, don't panic. Don't panic. So when we practice this, I usually tell people your goal is not to stay there forever. I don't want you to like let your partner choke you for 1 whole minute. There's no need for that. But you aim for 20 seconds. You should aim for 20 seconds. By the time you get to 20 seconds, you should feel okay. This is getting kind of boring. Let's just tap out and let my partner uh, let's switch and I can choke them. So why do I say 20 seconds? Because if you can do 20 seconds, then you have sufficient time to do something about the choke. Right? If you have not gotten out of the choke, if you have not done anything to get out of the choke by 20 seconds in a self-defense situation, you lost. Now, if someone who can choke you for 20 seconds and you haven't gotten rid of them, you haven't gotten out of it, you're not going to get out of it. So 20 seconds is a very good standard. And I'm going to do a live demonstration. Even though Bruce can't really choke me, I'm going to simulate a choke for you guys here uh, and show you guys why 20 seconds is very good as a standard to aim for. Now, what I'm about to do, essentially hanging myself. No, I'm not going to commit suicide, don't worry. Uh, this falls under the category of don't do this at home. Right? So please don't do this at home. Right? I know what I'm doing. I'm a pro at this kind of stuff. So yeah. So we got a power electrical cord here. It's an old one that doesn't work anymore. I'm going to secure one end to Bruce. I'm going to wrap the other end around my own neck. Like I said, this is like being hanged. Uh, okay. Now this is basically just simulating a choke, but this is worse than an actual choke. When I'm choked by a person, it's actually just their hand, right? Uh, a cord like this is really thin. It's going to cut into my neck a little bit, more than hands would. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to start lowering my weight, so this actually applies a choke on my neck, and I want to slowly show you guys what I've been talking about. Okay, here we go. Breathing through my nose, tucking my chin, because if I lift my chin now, this will cut right into my throat. How long has this been? I don't know. About 10 seconds. Tell me if that wasn't one of the most badass things you've seen all week. What? With this, with this power cord strangling me, dropping my weight down, so it actually was strangling me, I was able to talk, sort of, to breathe, to fix my headset on my head, to fix my hair, to casually take my knife out of my pocket, flick it open, reach back around myself, and cut the cord, and then closing the knife. Here's the cord. Which means, in rough translation, if this was a person strangling me, I have enough time to talk, to breathe, to fix my headset, to fix my hair, to pull out a knife, flick it open, and inflict a grievous wound on him so he would let go of me. And most likely, in a real combative situation, I would skip the talking, I would skip the fixing the headset, I would skip the fixing the hair. As soon as I feel that choke settling around my neck, I focus on my breathing, I pull out the knife, and the rest would be history, right? I'm not promoting using a knife on a person, but again, uh, someone trying to strangle you constitutes a deadly attack. Uh, you can't get much more deadly on the physical level and when it comes to unarmed combat. So yeah, um, I hope that little demonstration didn't freak you guys out too much, and it was hopefully uh, educational and get the point across. Thank you for checking out today's Survival Saturday. We'll be back again tomorrow for Soul Search Sunday. Now I'm going to go massage my throat.